Shockingly enough, even with a megalomaniac director, this film still turned out awesome. Leviathan, the 1989 underwater set movie that is one of the best to have come out in 1989. The plot. Set in the year 2027, a team of 8 in a deep-sea mining colony stumble upon an old shipwreck called Leviathan. One of the members brings back a trunk with all sorts of souvenirs, one of which contained a deadly contagion of sorts. They were about to make a startling discovery. Not all viruses come from our inept immune systems. I really enjoyed this movie, and used to praise Deep Star 6 as the better film. Now I'm not so sure. Our cast of 8 characters are highly enjoyable and likable. Justin Jones, played by Ernie Hudson from Ghostbusters 1 and 2, Shark Attack, and Battle Dogs, plays the big burly guy who has a heart of gold and doesn't like seeing his friends being tormented by these creatures. Dr. Glenn Thompson, played by Richard Crenna from Rambo 1 to 3, is sort of a peculiar character. He definitely wants to help, but he feels obligated to save the world when shit starts getting serious. Jesus, played by Michael Carmine from Invasion USA, actually died the year this movie came out of a tragic heart failure at the age of 30. He plays the character that is always kind of timid. He might be a rookie compared to the rest, and is always shooken up when shit goes south. Elizabeth Williams, played by Amanda Pays, who's done a lot of TV work including The X-Files, is the understanding and caring character. She knows that people are going to be judgmental of Beck, who is their commanding officer, but she wants to be there for him. Speaking of Beck, Peter Weller from RoboCop 1 and 2, and of Unknown Origin, plays him perfectly. He's the calm, cool, and collective type, one who isn't oblivious, but does focus on what's important and right in front of him. The whole cast does a wonderful job, but I don't want to give away every character because then I'd be here all day. I will say, though, the writing is spot on, and is part of what makes this movie's charm work so well. Leviathan is kind of a hard movie to discuss, because everything awesome about it, besides the characters, relies on intake. We see the amazing visuals, we hear the ambient music, and those are what we mostly take away from it, besides the performances. So therefore, I'm gonna go into the next section, which is, you all know it, the gore, the effects. Stan Winston and his crew outdid themselves with this hodgepodge of monster makeup and set design. The creature in this film is an amalgamation of many things and is just freaky looking. I love the fact that when we see the fish swim by earlier in the film, it is the exact same kind of fish that's head is the main focal point in the creature's design. It's a freak of nature, somewhat. Unfortunately, it's hidden a lot of the time in the film due to the technical difficulties, especially in the end, when it turned into a sponge and sucked in tons of water which inflated the latex creature. While the effects are sometimes miss, but usually work, the underwater shots are incredible. They actually had some experts come in and observe both the underwater footage and the sets they built, with feathers and proper lighting to give the appearance of it being underwater. The experts couldn't tell the difference. The motion picture soundtrack, Jerry Goldsmith composed beautiful and very atmospheric music. It fits so well with the underwater environment. The weird thing is we don't get to hear the music for a good 20 minutes after the opening credits. All we hear is the sounds of the underwater station. Very ambient indeed. I highly recommend this movie, for it's one of the best, if not the best, 1989 underwater thriller horror creature feature of that year. With a superb cast and acting, amazing effects, and a pretty good and fitting musical score, this film should be remembered for years. The Scream Factory Blu-ray is fantastic, and I've never seen this film look better. buy this edition when you get the chance. Even though it cost $25 million to make this movie, and it only made $15 million, numbers don't matter. Check this movie out. Overall, I give Leviathan a 4 out of 5. I'm Brian Gatto, host of Horror Show Entertainment. Make sure to like my Facebook page in the description below and to leave comments and subscribe.